Welcome, welcome. We are at the start of season 3, finally. So I'm going to be making several videos here at the very beginning of season 3, going over the different bundles. I'm going to buy this one. We'll go over this, when you make purchases and what you get. I'm going to do the Joy of Destiny as well. I have already purchased my daily here, but at the start of Season 2, the commanders that do pop in this are going to be Emrys, Thea, Bakshi's already in there, and Garwood. And, yeah, Madeline, I think, is already in there as well. Why is it? Oh, because of Emrys. Okay. So, for this video, what we are going to focus on is coming into Season 2. We have new tech. Technically, it's very similar to Crystal Tech if you've played Rise of Kingdoms, but it's going to be called Season Policies, which is right here. And again, I'll back up, and if you don't know how to get to that, you simply just click the picture of the dragon up here, your Season 2, the Icebound Oath, and it's going to be the fourth one down here, and it is called Season Policies. Excuse me. So, when you click on it, it's going to be several different texts that you can level up. What you're going to use is Prestige to do that, and the way you can get that is by killing Darklings, donating to Alliance Technology, Darkling Forts. You can buy it from the Merrick store, and also killing the Acolytes once they open around the Behemoth layers. Something else to use to help you get that. Not that one. Not that one. Or that one. Okay, so it's not on here, but each season that you go into, these policies are going to be a little bit different. So for instance, when you go into Season of Strife, there are going to be different policies down here at the end. These policies right here are going to be for Season 2 only, possibly for Season 3. It has been a little while since I've done Season 3, so I don't know how much they have changed that policy tree. So for the sake of this video, we're just going to assume these policies are for Season 2 only. And I'm going to go over them shortly. I'm going to tell you the ones that you should pick if you're a high spender, mid spender, free to play. Most of them are going to be the same. No matter what you spend, there are going to be a few of them that are going to be the same regardless. But the amount that you invest in them, at least at the start and throughout the season, is going to be a little bit different. The first one is going to be targeted tactics. That all that does is increase your peacekeeping damage when you're fighting the Darklings. If you are a free-to-play player, this is going to be very helpful for you because it is going to help you kill the higher-level Darklings that are in this season. And then military expansion, it essentially makes your troop capacity more. So this is going to give you 5% more troop capacity on top of what you already have for the season. And now if we do this, hold on a minute, and we drag out, you can see right now your current troop capacity for me is 212 and 500. That is with the new Season 2 buff and with CH or City Hall 25. If you add this one in and this one right here in, this is another 7.5%. If I remember correctly, I am pretty sure that with this one also, if you max these out, your troop capacity will be about 260,000 for the season. But, sorry, I didn't mean to go that far back. So that is what the military expansion is. Container expansion, Legion load capacity, and then faster gather speed, war studies. It's going to give you more hero XP. For the most part, mid to higher spenders, most of your heroes are going to be maxed out. Now you're going to have this, maxed out as you go further down to max these out and so on and so forth. But for the lower spenders, I would probably get this to, uh, let's just start here at the beginning. For the lower spenders, I would max this one out all the way to 10 as soon as possible, and this one as soon as possible. These two right here are going to help you to be able to kill the Darklings faster, which in turn are going to give you more prestige faster and help you level up your heroes. And then I would take these next 4 right here to level 5 so that you can then move to these. Now you have medic recruitment and then medicinal or medical, however you want to say that, supplies. Medic recruitment increases your resource healing. Medical supplies increases daily elixir production. In almost all cases, free to play, low, mid, and even high spenders, you're going to always want to go with the medical supplies. More elixir. Now, in some cases, if you are like Pan over in server 638, who I would consider a Kraken, resource healing may be more beneficial to you. When it is completely maxed out, it does give you 100,000 more daily troops that you can heal. Truthfully, I think even in your case, Pan, this would be better for you. 50,000 more elixir per day. Chain of command, just CP recovery speed. You can only get 1 level on that. Military expansion, again, same as the first one. I would, as a free-to-play player, I would get this. I would say probably between level 5 and level 10. This is targeted tactics 2. I would do the same, level 5 to level 10. And then I would get these to right around, same as the very first ones, to level 5 or level 10. Here in medical progress, resource healing, and elixir production speed. In both cases, whether you're a high spender, free to play, mid spender, low spender, healthcare reforms is going to be the one you want to go with. It's going to give you 4.5% more elixir production speed. The medical progress, the daily resource healing is it allows you to heal more per day. But, in the higher spender marks, especially if you're at T5, you're going to want to try to stay away from resource healing. I mean, I know it's going to happen, especially in longer wars. But, in general, the elixir is almost always going to be the better route to go. Rapid movement, it just gives you more march speed. 7.5. Now, this is where I was coming to. This purple right here is going to be your most important part that you want to get to as a low spender, free to play, and mid spender. So what I would highly suggest, maxing these two out first. They're relatively cheap to max. Getting these right here high enough level to unlock these. Moving down the tree, same thing with these, high enough level to unlock these and these. Then you're going to want to go with the healthcare reform. Getting this high enough level to unlock these. And now is where we're really going to start talking about it. You got counter marksman, counter magic, counter infantry, counter cavalry. And it is exactly what it says. If you take this skill, it's going to allow you to do more damage to marksman units, more damage to magic units with this skill, more damage to infantry, more damage to cavalry. At the bottom skill right here, you're pretty much want to go, everybody's going to want to go with a counter infantry. Because you're not going to have very many cav players, and in most parts the cavs, they're squishy anyway. They're going to die quick anyway. Now, if they hit you, you're going to die quick as well, but by the time they hit you, especially if you're in a ball, cavalry are going to go down pretty quick after that. So, in almost all cases, you're going to want to take the counter infantry. Now, up here at the top, the one that you're going to want to take is going to be dependent upon your main troop type. If you are a mage main like me and you use a lot of magic units, you're going to want to take the counter marksman. Because as we know, marksmen are mage units downside. And so we're going to want to be able to deal more damage to marksman units. If you are an archer main, you already deal a ton of damage to magic units. And so in your case, you could take either one. You could do counter magic or counter marksman to deal more damage to other marksman units. Truthfully, as an archer main, even though you already deal a ton of damage to magic units, I would take the counter magic because most individuals are going to have magic units on the field. Even as a mage main, you know, depending on how many magic units you have, you could go with counter magic. So it's a hit or miss choice. It really just depends on, you know, how you think the battlefield's going to go. But the more that you think about it, I mean, you could go with either one. I think I'm going to go with a counter marksman just because I am a mage main and they do a lot more damage to mages. And I already got pretty good magic attack and magic defense. But if you are a lower spender player, you know, chances are you're going to see more magic units on the field than marksmen. So it may be more beneficial for you to go with a counter magic. You really just need to think about it and look at how your account's built. Now, coming to the next one. Long range warfare. Your marksman units have an attack range equal to your magic units while in the field, but they also have 20% less base physical attack. So you're using a very significant portion of your physical attack to have the same amount of range as a mage. In 99% of the cases, you're going to want to take this. This right here, most people are not going to be playing cavalry. Cavalry is a very technical unit to use, and they can do a lot of damage, and they print a lot of merits. You will get a lot of merits playing cavalry if you know how to play them right. If you do not, you're just going to fill your hospital up very fast, and you're going to be very depressed because you're going to be sitting in your city doing nothing because all your units are dead. I personally, even though I don't have very many archers, I just don't use them. I think I am still going to take this just so that while I am going to be a mage main and I plan to fill 2 to 3 mage marches this season, I may go ahead and take this just so I could have a 4th unit out there, even though I'm not looking to do the same amount of damage. But I'm going to go with long range warfare here. If you are a cavalry main, this one's going to be a better choice for you to go for. If you are not a cavalry main player, long range warfare is what you're going to take here, even if you don't have a ton of archers. This, if you are a mid to high spender, this right here is where you're going to want to rush to as fast as possible. And it is exactly what it says, gold healing. It reduces your healing cost when using resources by 25%. 25% less gold, 25% less wood, 25% less ore, 25% less mana. This, Pan, I know you were asking me because you didn't want to mess it up. This is what you're going to want to rush to as fast as possible. Godlum, pretty much any bigger spender that is most likely going to be using resource healing, this is where you want to get to as quickly as possible. Now in our case, we probably won't meet the people we are fighting for a good little while. So everybody has time to get to this. But in some cases, in some KVKs where you are going to be fighting, your opponent, very soon, this is what you're going to want to rush to right here. When I say this, though, this is my opinion, and it's going to be a little bit different for everybody because it really just depends on how much you spend. If you're a low spender or a mid spender, you're probably not going to rush up to this as quickly. Military Expansion 3 is exactly what it says. It just gives you more troops in your march. This is another good one to take, but most people are not going to have this until near the middle to end of season. But this gives you more warrants, so 3 more, so it allows you to capture up to 5 pets a day. Very end of this, medical progress 2, so daily resource healing and elixir production speed. Again, you're going to want to take the healthcare reforms, the elixir production speed. Down here at the bottom, daily resource healing or daily elixir production. You're going to want to take the elixir production. So the difference, the elixir production speed lets you make it faster. This lets you make more of it or hold more of it. So these are the policies in the season. And again, I think every season a lot of these are going to be the same, but you're going to have some different policies here in the middle. I know for a fact right here in this area and my other account, there are different policies in here that do different things. And so, this is not going to be a one size fits all for everyone. It's going to be different for everybody. So the policies that, I think if for the average person, if you're not sure what to do when you get here, you're going to take counter magic and counter infantry. Because 9 times out of 10, these 2 units right here are going to be the main units that you see on the field. Counter magic and counter infantry. And right here, unless you are a cavalry main player, you're going to take long range warfare. If you are a free to play, a low spender, or a mid spender, and what I mean by a low spender, I mean like a low spender, maybe you just buy dailies and your monthly every day. A mid spender, I would say, buys the dailies and the monthly pack. And, here and there, I might spend a little bit on the wheel. Might buy a little bit of a bundle here and there. I say a mid spender would be somewhere around maybe $500 a month. That would, to me, is a mid spender. I would get these right here as a mid spender to maybe around 10. If you are a low spender, I would get them high enough to unlock this and at least try to get this to level 5 to 10 and then unlock these. This is a free to play mid to low spender. This is going to be one of the last things you want to take. You want to take it before Dragon's on so you can't work on your pets, but you want to get your military taken, what's going to allow you to stay on the battlefield longer. So, I hope this helps everyone. If you have any questions about it, feel free to message me. We can go over your account a little bit, and maybe, like I say, it's going to be different for everyone. For the most part, most people are going to take the same stuff, but, it's going to be different for people that actually that spend a lot of money, whereas the lower spenders, you're going to have to prioritize a little bit more. Truthfully, the more I think about it, if you are a free-to-play or a lower spender, counter magic and counter infantry are going to be the 2 you want to go with in almost all cases, and long-range warfare. As a free-to-play, low or mid-spender, hell, even a high spender, you're always going to want to go with the elixir production speed or whatever the elixir option is. The only thing, even a high spender, honestly, the only time you're going to want to spend points or prestige into anything that has to do with resources is going to be your resource reduction costs. Everything else is going to go into your elixir production speed or your elixir production capacity, or production in general. The amount you're going to want to spend in these is going to be determined by how far you're pushing up in the tree. As a free-to-play or a low spender, you're going to want to rush to these right here. Counter infantry and counter magic. Once you get to these, get these up high enough and take long range warfare, and then after you take this, you're going to want to backtrack back here and start filling up your medical supplies, your military expansion, and then, some of these right here as well. And then, filling out, the way I would do it is backtrack, fill up your, this one? Yeah, medicinal supplies, fill this one up. And then I would move back forward and then fill up healthcare reforms. Now, as you fill these up, it's going to tell you to come back and level these up. I wouldn't worry about leveling up container expansion, resource gathering, war studies, or artifact expertise 1 and 2 until you have to level it up for healthcare reforms and medicinal supplies. Once you get these max leveled on both up to level 15, then you're going to want to come and get counter magic and counter infantry to 15. As a free-to-play player or a low spender or even a mid spender, once you have these right here maxed out, or whichever one it's going to be more beneficial to take, 90% of players are probably going to take these two. Once you have these maxed out, then you will move forward in the tree and start working on these down here. So again, as I went over this, and I'm going to kind of do what I'm showing you. I'm going to use gems. I'm lazy. For the average player, I would not do this. Alright, so see. Here's a perfect example. So I want to unlock medicinal supplies, but for me to do that, I need all 4 of the previous ones to level 3. So this is how you're going to do it. Probably should have did this at the beginning of the video, but I did not. So I hope y'all watch and see what I'm talking about. So now, there you go. And this one, when you get to these like this, you just unlock it. And see, now for me to go forward, I need this one to level 3. Alright, so there you go. Now we got to come back here, take these to level 5. In most cases, I'm a very, efficient person, and I would not recommend you using gems, especially when we've got plenty of time before we actually fight. But I was doing it for the sake of the video to show y'all how it works when you need to unlock another one. So see, now I've got to go back and do these to level 5. And so in that case, I'm not going to keep using my gems right now because it's just, I don't need to. Like, that one's 3 minutes. But in that case, that's how the policies are going to work. I hope this answers most people's questions. Like I say, if y'all do have questions, feel free to message me in game, or you can leave a comment on the video. I'd be more than happy to answer it with you and even look over your account with you a little bit and recommend what I think would be the most beneficial for you. Because like I say, in most cases, it's not a one-size-fits-all kind of thing, but it's going to be a one-size-fits-most. So again, thank y'all for watching. We are currently in Season 2. It just started today at reset. These are the power rankings right now, up to rank 20, and the alliance power as it sits right now, we got 38, which these are going to be our opponents this season. here at 40, which is us, and then we got 37. And then we got, you know, these right here are just mainly farm alliances, I would say. Now the H&M, this is server 39's main alliance, but I don't know if PHXA is a farm alliance or not. I actually think this is not a farm alliance for them. But these two right here are both farm alliances for us. So with that being said, I will make another video. I'm gonna have several videos coming out tomorrow. Like I said, it's gonna be explaining, you know, the different packs, and I'm gonna buy those so that people can see what they are. Go over the ones that, you know, if you're free to play, low spender, mid spender, you know, which ones you should buy, how far you should buy in them, and things like that. But this has been the policy video, so I do appreciate the ones that do watch this. Like I say, leave a like and a comment if you have a question. Thank you.